So this is my journey into understanding that we do not live on a globe, on a spinning ball in outer space that's constantly moving at 1,000 kilometers in a 24-hour period. The sun is not 93 million miles away, and that the moon is not a big old clump of rock that somehow reflects the sun. It is all a lie. What truly is our world is this flat, non-rotating, stationary plane that we have. Basically, this is where we live, the Earth here, the clouds are above us, where the birds fly, and then the sun, and the moon. And the moon is a light, and the sun is a light, just like the Bible describes, because the Bible was right all along. And the Bible does not describe this spinning ball just constantly floating in outer space, that you're on a 23.6 axis degree tilt axis, and you are just floating there. That's not how it works. And so I'll show you some details of exactly the proofs that clearly demonstrate that we do not, the Earth is not moving. There are no demonstratable experiments to show that the Earth is actually moving, and I will prove that to you guys. So this is right, and this is an experiment. Demonstratable that there is no motion in this water. This water is so clear and still that you can literally see a reflection of the mountain on the water here. So it's a mirror. That's how clear it is. So the movement, there is no movement. Movement is not happening. We are not spinning. We're not moving whatsoever. Another demonstrable experiment. You cannot have rocks that are able to balance on each other like this without the Earth being completely still. Completely still. That's how a flat level plane works. But there's no way that you'd be able to do that or replicate that on a spinning globe. This is what you guys will see on a flat, non-rotating stationary plane. The Earth is totally flat all the way across. This is the horizon in low Earth atmosphere. And as you can see, there are no stars, and that's for a reason. But you have essentially this horizontal eye zone. But up here, this is a fish-eyed lens. That's the reason why the horizon is bending and warping like that, because it's artificial. That's what they do to make it look like there is a spinning ball, and that when you get up to a certain height, you can see the curvature of the Earth. That is also a spinning ball horizon. Because this is the artificial fish-eyed lens that warps and shifts the horizontal eye zone. But this is still. And here's another one. So when it comes to boats over the horizon, what you're seeing, the boat, right now you can't see it. It's totally in the distance there. He's zooming out. But then, because when you zoom out with the camera, you essentially are closing the amount of distance you can see from that distance. But you can see the boat right now because he's zoomed in. So now he's zooming out and the boat is disappearing. But what's actually happening is the eyesight, like say for example, if you were using your eyes to do that, you wouldn't be able to see. That's what's happening right there. What we're dealing with here, guys, is that these people are magicians. They are actors. They're not in space. This is not the ISS. Have you noticed that every time when you have footage of the so-called ISS, they're always in the exact same placement? And look at this guy floating in the background here. Watch, see this harness? That's a harness attached to his back. That's how he's floating along, because he's on a harness. They think you guys are dumb as bricks. Like, these people are only deceivers, liars. They are Babylonian magicians. Look at this guy on this harness. See, this is fake. This is not real. This is not real. And if you ever look up ISS footage, you'll see that they are only in the exact same place all the time. And they're always standing Like they're so-called suspended, but the suspension of what is actually happening here, I should be zooming out now in a second, is that these guys are on harnesses as well. They have harnesses attached right there on their sides, just like in a Hollywood movie. That's what you're seeing. Look at this guy right here. He's about to grab at something on his left. Let me see here if they're going to show it. Okay, well, yeah, I got that guy floating in the background, obviously, as well. Oh, they're just replaying it over that. Never mind. I'll just leave this clip the way it is. But essentially, this guy, like I said, he is floating on this harness, and it is all Hollywood trickery. Like they have that capability. Here we go. This is it, actually. You see that? You see he's grabbing for something? Well, what he's grabbing for isn't actually there. Do you know why? Because they have holographic eye lenses. And so their holographic eye lenses, they can actually display things that the computer shows them in their screen, in their eyes, when in actuality, it's not there because one of the layers where we're supposed to see that feed is cut out. So you don't actually see the feed. And here he goes again. He's about to do it. See, look, he's grabbing at something that's not there. That's what you're seeing. He thinks it's there, that you're seeing it, but the feed is cut. They're wearing holographic lenses. So that's it, guys. That's only a very brief show of like some of the proofs that I have. But it became so clear that we live on a flat, non-rotating stationary plane with all the stars that are moving around us and circling the North Star. What's actually happening is we're not the ones that are moving. The Earth is not moving. It's the stars above us that are moving. The firmament is shifting. The firmament shifts like this, like a snow globe, like that. And then all the stars are fixed inside the firmament above, and all the stars are moving around and shifting. That's the reason why we have these constellations that are always the same. They never change. We always see the Big Dipper and all these different patterns, all of these different lines that are connecting to other lines. And the reason why is because the stars are not changing. But according to so-called science, we're shooting 515,000 miles per hour. The Earth, Sun, and our solar system are moving through the galaxy at 515,000 miles per hour. That makes no sense if we can see the same stars in the sky, guys, and they don't change. Ultimately, we are all being deceived by these liars. They are frauds. If you start to look into NASA, you will pull them apart. They get millions of dollars every day from taxpayer money alone. They think you're dumb. They think all they have to do is throw up some CGI images and they'll fool you. And the fact is like they have the ability to do that. Have any of you guys seen this movie, Gravity, with Sandra Bullock? I watched this in IMAX before I understood the world that I live in. And my God, the Earth looked gorgeous and beautiful. It is a really cool thing to think that space is real and that we can travel to distant worlds and go off into Mars like Elon Musk is supposedly doing, even though he's come out and said that.
What was going through your mind? How amazed were you to see your roadster up there with Starman just cruising along with the Blue Planet? And how long will we be getting live views, do you think, from the car?
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
The flat Earth map dates back over